Hey kids, it's your Uncle Bill. How you doing today? Great! I'm doing good too. And you know what? I got a story for you. You like stories? I love stories. And you know what? Today's story is called The Country Mouse and the City Mouse. Now, you ready? Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a country mouse who had a cousin in the city, and this country mouse lived near a farmyard and where the cows roamed and the crows flew and the cock crowed and there were horses and lots of grain and lots of forests, and the country mouse would hang out in his little hole and watch the horses gallop by and the crows kind of fly by and the cows kind of toddle by, and he would just munch on seeds that he gathered and munch on berries every now and then when he got some, and he was just very happy. He had a nice little hole that he lived in, and he buried himself in there, and he had a blanket and some candles that he made, and it was just really pleasant and nice. And he would sit out right next to his door when it was nice and warm, and he would write. He would write stories and write thoughts and things like that. He just loved writing, and that's what he did. Now, he one day sent a letter, and I have no idea how he got the letter to his friend in the city, his cousin in the city mouse. But he did. He said, "Dear city mouse, my cousin, it would make me so happy to see your face. It is nice and warm out here in the country, and I think a breath of fresh air would do wonders for you, as your company would do wonders for me. I miss you, dear. I miss you, and I hope you are doing well. Please send whether you want to come or not, and I will have a place set for you. Signed, Country Mouse." And he folded that letter up and he gave it to whoever. Maybe the crows took it to the city. Because, who knows, maybe there's a crow messenger service. But you never know. So, the city mouse somehow got that letter and he read it. And he said, "Oh my goodness, I have not seen my cousin in so many years. And you know what? A breath of fresh country air would just do me good. And I'd love to see him. Alright, I will send an RSVP. Dear Country Mouse, my cousin, it was lovely to see your letter arrive on my doorstep. I would love to come visit you. When is a convenient time? Signed, Country Mouse. Signed, City Mouse." And he folded it up and gave it back to the crow, I guess. And the crow flew back to the country mouse, I guess, and said, "Here is your letter, sir." And the country mouse read it and said, "Oh, goody gracious, I'm so happy. City Mouse is coming to visit. You send him a note saying, come as soon as you can. Anytime. Anytime at all." And the crow messenger said, "Yes, sir, off I go." And he did. He told that city mouse exactly what the country mouse said, and the country mouse packed his bags right away, and he put them over his back, and he said, "I'm off." Then they walked. He walked all the way out that city with the cars honking and the horses clapping, and he walked out in the country where the carriages were carrying, and there were more horses clapping, and there were cows that mooing, and the wind was blowing through the trees and the grasses, and lo and behold, look where he was. Right at the door of the country mouse. And he said, "Hello, the house. Knock, knock, knock." And the country mouse opened the door and said, "City Mouse, my cousin, let me give you a hug." And he gave them a big hug, and they said, "How are you?" "I'm good, I'm good. I'm so glad to see you." "Me too, me too. Come in, come in. Excellent. Have a seat, have some food, have a bed. Go to sleep." And they woke up the next morning after the cock crowed, and they sat out on the porch. And they looked at each other. And they said, "This is nice." "Yes, it is nice. Now, what are we going to do for fun?" And the country mouse said, "I have an idea. Let's go exploring. I love exploring." And the city mouse said, "I don't know if I like exploring or not. But okay, we can do that." And off they went. And they walked up a hill, and they walked down a hill, and they found a cool bone, and they found some nice rocks and a stream. But you know what? This city mouse was not used to all his walking, and he was not interested in rocks, or bones, or a stream, or a hill, especially walking up and down one. And he said to the country mouse, "My legs are tired. I am tired. I don't want to see these rocks and whatevers. I'm going back to your house." And the country mouse said, "Oh, okay. Oh, well. All right, let's go back." And they did. They walked back to the house, and they sat on the porch, and the city mouse relaxed. And then all of a sudden, a fly came buzzing by, and the fly said, "Bzzz." And the country mouse said, "Hello, Mr. Fly." And the city mouse said, "Yo, you're disgusting, you dirty fly. What are you doing here?" And the country mouse and the fly looked at the city mouse like, "Why are you being so mean?" And the country mouse said, "City mouse, this is where the fly lives. It's his home. Why are you being mean to him?" And the city mouse said, "That is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen or heard. Get it out of here." He wasn't very nice. Well, so he went inside, because he didn't want to see that fly no more. And he went to sleep. And in the middle of the night, he woke up because he heard an owl going, "Hoo, hoo, hoo." And then he heard the cows mooing around him. And he heard the wind whistling through the trees. And then he woke up to the cock, and he was like, "I am so tired. I hiked all day yesterday, and then your forest friends kept me up all night long. I am headed back to the city right this minute." And he walked, and he didn't even say goodbye. And the country mouse looked at the city mouse for just 1 second, and he thought, "Well, that's not a very good way to end things. Wait a second. City mouse. What's wrong?" The city mouse said, "I have had it with this place. It is not what I want. You know what? I like you. You are my cousin, and we were good friends. Do you know what? I'll bet if you came to the city, you could see how amazing this place is. It's so much better than the country. There's delicious food, warm fires, warm blankets, all kinds of exciting things to do which don't require walking up and down hills all day long. You'd love it. Why don't you come with me?" And the country mouse said, "Well, that doesn't sound quite as nice as he thinks it does, but I think I will. I'll just try it out. I've never been to the city before. It'll be fun, at least to go exploring. Right? We like exploring, don't we?" All right. So they went exploring into the city. And they walked along that road, and the horses and the carriages ran back and forth. And they just walked along some more until finally they got to the city mouse's house, which was in a nice, stately manner. Just in the attic, they had a nice warm fireplace and some beautiful Persian rugs and some ornate china, which was cracked in a couple places, but it was perfect. It was really nice. Luxury. Perfect. All right. So they went to sleep, and in the middle of the night, there were trains going by. And the country mouse woke up like, "Oh my goodness, what is that?" And the city mouse said, "Oh, don't worry, it's just a train." And then he heard a siren. And he said, "What is that?" "Oh, don't worry, it's just the police." And the country mouse could not get a wink of sleep because he kept hearing all these crazy city noises. Cars honking, horses clapping, trains tooting, sirens wailing. Everywhere there was just noise. And then in the morning, all the work whistles went off. Oh, no, time to go to work. And all those factory workers went off into the factories, and then the country mouse was like, this isn't nice. There's no fresh breeze. There's no trees. There's no cock crowing. Where's the food? And the city mouse woke up, and he was like, it's so early, country mouse. Why are you awake? And country mouse said, well, I haven't had a wink of sleep. But, this is kind of interesting. It's new. What are we going to eat? And city mouse said, you're hungry already. Okay, let's go get you some food. And they scampered down the stairs, and they scampered down the second set of stairs, and then they looked at the breakfast table, and all the owners of the house had left to go to work, and they had left their food there. And the country mouse said, oh my goodness, look at that. There's a half-eaten bagel there with seeds on it, and some jam, and some delicious-looking cheese, and some milk. I have got to get me some of that. Can we do it? Can we? And the city mouse said, of course, let's go. And they scampered up those tables and onto the plates, and they chomp, 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 chomp on the bacon, chomp, 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 chomp on the jelly, and the cheese and the milk. And they were just so happy having such delicious food right in front of them. But then, do you know what they heard? Meow. Meow. I smell a mouse. It was a cat. And do you know what? It wasn't just one cat. It was two. Meow. I also smell a mouse. A very tasty mouse. Yum. Where do you think this mouse is? I think it's on the table. Mice should not be on the table. No, no, no. No, I agree. Let us eat the mouse. Let us eat the mouse. Yes. No. And those mouse heard that cat, and they heard that other cat, and they said, oh no! Wah! And they ran all the way up the stairs, and they ran all the way up the other stairs, and the cats chased them. And the mouse dove into a hole in the attic where the cats couldn't get him. And the cats scratched at them, and they scratched up the Persian rug, and they scratched up the nice china in the fireplace, and they scratched the walls. Meow! Come out here, mousies! We want to eat ya! And the mouse said to the cats, you can't get us, and you're never gonna eat us. Isn't this exciting? And the country mouse said, no, it's not exciting. It's scary. It's terrifying. I don't want to be eaten. And the city mouse said, you ain't gonna be eaten. And the country mouse said, I do not care. I am going home at the first sign of day, as soon as these cats get out of here. And finally, the cats got tired of scratching up the walls and meowing at the top of their lungs, and they went to find some tastier, easier things to find and eat. So, the country mouse packed his bag, and he walked up and he said, goodbye, city mouse. It was an adventure. Have a great day and a great life. And he walked down the road and he said to himself, man, that city mouse is mixing out on so much. Oh, this lovely breeze and the trees and the grasses and the birds flying overhead and the cows and the delicious seeds. This is life. Too bad. It's too bad he couldn't see that. And the city mouse was thinking the same thing. He thought, oh, this is the life. My Persian rugs and my china and my fireplace and my delicious jelly and bagels and the excitement of the chase. I love it when we get chased and I win. I always win against those silly cats. This is the life. It's too bad he couldn't see it. That country mouse, well, he ain't got it as good as me. And you know what? They were both happy. They didn't think that the other person was as happy as they could be. But they were. They were both as happy as they could be. The end. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great day.